Hello, Dave's gonna do some painting in booth. Hello.
Testing! Hello. Right, welcome back to another video with the Rusty Nuts here at Mad Ford Engineering. We have bits of Bob everywhere. You can't see it because the camera's pointing up here at our faces, but we'll show you. There's a little tiny imperfection to fill in this wing, as you'd have seen from the last video. My wonderful assistant here is going to show you this. This just needs blocking now. And then we're at the point where we can get some primer down. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get some stuff in the green colour.
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Let's see what happens. So first of all, I'm going to just fill in this tiny little imperfection in this bit here that you can't see. And then we can cut this wing off to get rid of the shitty, horrible bit at the side.
Yep.
And while I'm doing that, Dave's going to just start blocking this corner where I did the repair. And then I think we're ready for primer, aren't we? Yeah. So we're going to do that. So stick with us and watch what happens and all that jizz. Right, as you'll have seen from that little bit of a sweeping time lapse, we've done the front here, filled the little gap that was at the edge here. So that should take primer now. I've re-riveted the strengthening support that sits in the wing to hold the extra weight of the the radio box on top here. Daffyd, we'll bring you down here, has prepped this, and I think that'll take filler now as well. Filler, let's try primer. So next thing I'm going to do is take this wing side off, and then we're going to get them into poof to be able to get some paint on it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, maybe. Right then, we're in the booth, parts are prepped, and we're getting ready to spray some primer. Wings in here as well, that's all prepped, ready to go. Gimbal's going mad. Yeah, that's all prepped and ready to go, just need to panel wipe those two now, and then we're ready to put some paint on it. Dave's in the booth now, applying the first coat of primer. Nice light coats initially, and then we go over with the heavy coats afterwards. So that's all the stuff that's going in for primer, and then we'll have to separate what's going to be painted in NATO and black, because there's some parts in there that are supposed to be black. There is a camera in there currently recording, so you'll be able to see all of this. In the meantime, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might pull a door out, have a look at the doors, see if I can get those flat, nice and flat, while Dave's doing some spraying. Let's do that. Right, so while Dave's in the booth, I'm going to tackle the door, and I'm just going to use a little bit of filler to let me bring you in. It's better, isn't it? Yeah, get the door in the foreshot look. So yeah, I'm just using a bit of filler to fill the little imperfections. I don't think we can go too mad, because I mean it's a Land Rover at the end of the day. But it's nice to make it look right, isn't it? So yeah, just use. This door is genuinely pretty good, but there is a couple of imperfections. And it never hurts to make it look right, does it? It's quite a bit of filler. It runs.
Oh my goodness.
It's just a little bit of filler.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to try and get it flat. So we'll let that dry off. Come with me. Woo. We'll let that dry off. In the meantime, look at this.
Are you recording then?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm mic, mate, so it's fine.
Sorry.
Series lightweight. Is that the right way to describe it?
That's correct.
Series lightweight, 200 TDI converted, desert. Looking pretty. It's all running and everything now. Looks sweet. Comes on a long way. Hang on, let me get the camera. Come with me. Let me show you this, because it is a thing to behold. So, 200 TDI in duck egg blue, obviously. Or green if you prefer.
So to keep the theme of everything like mechanically as it should be, so the recognition on, replace the gauges with modern, so they all work as they should.
Nice.
So we've got battery light, oil pressure light,
Heater plugs.
low plugs,
Nice.
amp gauge works.
And that's running off its own tanks now as well.
Yeah. If you look in the back, there's
Look at this.
we've got an ammo box.
Obviously with the 200 TDI you have to relocate the, and the 300 TDIs. In the series Land Rovers, apart from the FFRs, the battery sits underneath the bonnet.
Correct.
But with the 200 and the 300 TDI you can't do that, so it has to be relocated. So this...
Got the inverter in there, 240 volt.
So two twin batteries, inverter, two 12 volt sockets. It's going to have 240 volt in there as well, socket up in the corner.
Yep.
This one's going to Morocco, I think, isn't it? This one?
Is.
So the battery box is disguised as an ammo box. How good does that look? And unless you really know what you're looking for, looking at obviously the battery leads going into it, you wouldn't know. Yeah, it's smart. We've got a steering wheel in sand as well.
Colour coordinated steering wheel.
Wiper motor fixed.
Yeah, it's done. They work correctly now. New bulkhead.
New bulkhead, yeah, you'll see this. The bulkhead was, yes, rotten is the nice way to describe it. That's brand new.
And we can discuss about the because it's now a diesel. Diesels have a fuel up and a fuel return. Because we're running twin tanks, you can't draw from one tank and feed back to another. So what I do is I fit a fuel tap here in the normal position, left and right, and then there's another fuel tap down there which the lever's not on it yet, and that's for the return. So as long as
the return and the feed are pointing the right way.
Correct.
Unlike what I did on
Pinky. And then this little switch here, that way will be for the right hand tank for the gauge. That's for the left hand tank for the gauge. So you can check your gauge, your tank fill on the fly. There was a fault with the washer on that, so I've just put a button in there now. So that's it, it all works as it should. Brand new ignition switch, the wipers actually work properly now.
And they go the right way.
And they park.
All works.
So, completely rewired it.
So is that steering column standard? Would it have had that like that before?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a completely standard column,
Yeah.
standard dash apart from the two modern.
It would have had that, but the amp gauge on an FFR, which this was, uses something called a shunt.
Right.
Whereas this amp gauge doesn't use a shunt, it's a lot easier to wire up.
Got it. Oh yes, the airbox. So of course as well, on a diesel, on the petrol, sorry, you will have had, where's the airbox for Bob? Let me find Bob's airbox. So, Bob's airbox is this one here, in nice shiny black. So this is it here. I know it's a little bit dark and I apologise, but so that's an oil bath air filter, which is what the petrol ones use. Now, the small drawback with a diesel engine is you can still use the oil bath air filter. However, there is a very large air pump just here
Called a turbo.
Which does have a negative impact when it sucks all the oil out and pulls it into your engine. So you have to come up with an alternative.
So, on a lightweight and on a 2A, they have a toolbox under the bonnet like so. But instead of having a K&N under the bonnet, VTEC, which we're not. So what we do is we turn the useless toolbox
into an
airbox. So we use a K&N with a sand sock on it. That sits inside there with some holes in and a slit at the front to let the sand out. So when that's closed up, all you'll have is a silicone pipe coming out of there and it looks factory.
Absolutely brilliant. And that'll be painted in black, I think you were going, weren't you?
Black, yes.
Yeah, so it'll match all of the gear over here.
Yes.
And it looks nice and stealth. So, you know, other than the fact that it's got the sound of a diesel, you wouldn't really know that it's been converted.
I try and use as much correctness as I can. So we've got a correct fuel filter. We use a Defender throttle pedal, Defender throttle cable, so everything's as it should.
Injector pump you rebuilt?
I rebuilt the injector pump, first one I ever did, and it works.
And it works really well. Started
really
up
well.
on the first turn of the keys, which you'll hear.
No glow plugs.
And here's Dave.
Do I have a triangle?
It's not as bad this time. So just a little bit of filler on the door,
Just a bit.
but I think it'll come smooth. So
Yeah.
I'm not overly worried. Still wet.
Do you think it's worth mixing up another,
Right. How many coats have you put on?
like one and one heavy? Didn't get a full heavy on the front panel.
Let's go have a look at Dave's painting.
That front's come out well, I'll give you that layout.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I think we just need to bury it in paint, and then we'll just lightly sand it back until we get rid of those.
Bury it primer.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's worth putting more coats on it.
Well, literally, if you give that another 2 good coats,
Yeah.
once they've gone off, I mean, there's diesel in there, so you can bake it tonight. And literally, you've got to do is just scotch it.
Oh, not sand it?
No, just scotch it.
Okay.
Because you're putting the primer on to get rid of the scratches.
So you just want to smooth it off?
You just want to smooth the surface off, and then it'll go on nice and flat.
So once you've done that, put another coat of primer on it before we go NATO?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's get some paint on it then.
When you paint it, you want it higher than that because the dust from the floor will spray it. So you want probably the other one of them.
Yeah. That's what the door's
Put
on.
the wing on. So you're off the ground.
Got it.
And perhaps put that closer to the extraction.
It balls up quicker.
So it pulls straight up and gone.
That's okay.
I'll do that.
That's okay.
Well, that's cool.
We'll get it right. It's all part of the process.
Then I'll show you how to use that plastic primer.
Yeah, for the
outer
wings. Right, well, I suggest then that while Dave is mixing up some more paint, I'm going to make a cup of tea. Right, we're baking now. Bloody hell, it's hot in here already. So, it's actually taken quite well. When we looked at it first time, there was a few scratch marks in it from the paint removal process. But actually, it looks like it's the filler primer's taken that all quite well. So, this one's quite bad. It's hard to see in this light, but we might be able to rescue that. It's only the one panel. These have taken quite well. Again, the light's a little bit off for you. These two, this one and this one have reacted, so we need to take them back to bare metal. That one's taken really well, and the front panels worked quite well as well. This is where the greenhouse bolts was, just here. We were taking those off, and the repair panel down the bottom here. It's all taken quite well on the front panel, so that's a good success. So yeah, we're going to bake it now. That's why the oven's on. It's just going to bacon the bacon. Bacon. It's just going to bake up now in the booth. We'll allow that time to bake off, and then we can get those out of the paint booth so it's not in mixed way. And then we can get packed up tonight, I think. I think that'll be it for tonight. So this will be another video. We've got quite a bit of footage of some painting and some prep. So this will be another video, and then in the next video, which will be Thursday, we're going to attempt to get them into NATO green. Try and get as much as we can in NATO. We might even attempt, I'm going to start prepping the bonnet on Thursday, because if we can get that in primer and NATO, on Tuesday, when I come in, I might even be able to start bolting the front end back up, which will be nice. Then it makes Bob look like Bob again, which will be great. So fingers crossed we'll get to that stage, but we'll see. So thank you very much for watching. Dave is moping around in the background, looking miserable. Here he comes. There he is. There he is. Like a creepy mofo. Yeah, thanks very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you would, please. Still only 12% of our viewers are actually subscribed. I know, it's pretty it's pretty upsetting, really. Look at my face. I'm upset. Please subscribe. That was my creepy bit to camera. So yeah, links are in the description. Mixed merch, our merch, etc., etc. DJI. Next video should be filmed on the new Osmo Action 5 Pro. Ooh! hopefully, fingers crossed if it turns up. So yeah, we're going to give that a go. We all love the Pocket 3, which is what we're filming on now, but the gimbal is so delicate, we're terrified of damaging it. Well, I certainly am. So we're going to go for the action cam, which is supposedly going to be just as good quality, but it means that it's a little bit more robust. So we're going to try that in the next one. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.